At some point during the exam, you might be asked to modify a part by adding some type of a revolve feature or a specific cut on one section of a part. So in this example here, you can see I have part A, which is the red part, and I need to add these 3 grooves to that cylinder you see over here in the light blue part, which is the 4.6-2. Now, as you can see, there's probably several different ways we could modify this part, but let me show you a couple tricks that might make it a little bit easier. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this part right here to full screen, and you can see it. Now, what I wanna do is I wanna isolate this cylinder here so I can modify just that cylinder and then combine the 2 pieces back together. So to do that, it's pretty straightforward and easy. Right over here is that feature, right? Here's this other feature here. So let's go ahead to this secondary feature, click on Edit Feature, and just uncheck Merge Result. Click on that. Now, as you can see, something definitely changed on the model because now we have that rectangular block going all the way through the part, and that's pretty much not what we want. So let's go ahead and roll the history bar back. So grab the history bar and let's move it right above that feature so it's gone altogether. And now let's go ahead and just add those 3 cuts into this cylinder here. So to do that, let's go ahead and choose a sketch. I'm gonna go ahead and choose something like the front plane right here, start a sketch, and let's go ahead and draw those out. So I'm gonna draw 1, 2, and 3 of those circles. Let's use a center line and connect all 3 together. And let's go ahead and make this one right at the midpoint of that line. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab midpoint. Now I wanna find the center of the cylinder, and a very easy way to do that is to go up here and show temporary axes. Click on the temporary axes right there. Come over here and let's go ahead and add a dimension from here over to here. And let's go ahead and call that 27. There it is. Then let's define the dimension of one of these as 15. And let's grab each of those and say they're all equal. Okay. And let's go ahead and define where they are. So right over here, I can grab something like the center point and just snap those together and say this is going to be horizontal. And then define the length of the line. And this is going to be pretty much anything you might see on the exam. So let's go ahead and type in 40. And then let's go ahead and revolve this cut around this cylinder. So to do that, go over here to Features, click on Revolved Cut. My axis of rotation is going to be that temporary axis, and click on OK. All right, so there are the cuts I need to make. Now, if you roll this forward, you can see we've got that rectangular block now cutting into that shape, but it's still 2 individual bodies. So right here is where we want to combine them together. Now, if we didn't combine them together, let me show you what happens. If I roll that forward, you can see we've got the hole, but it's not cutting through the rectangular block. So we need to combine them back together. Come up here to Direct Editing, come to Combined, click on Add, and just click on these 2 bodies. Click on OK, and there we have it. Then I can roll it forward, and everything works fairly easily. So as you can see, this is a pretty quick way to modify a part by segregating it into individual bodies, making some modification to those bodies, and then combining them back together, and then adding any final features that finish off the part. So hopefully this little trick does help you on the exam, because more than likely you might see something quite similar to this on the exam.